Welcome back to the channel, USA Coins 69 Present. Today, we're diving deep into one of America's most iconic and collectible coins, the 1946 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny with a mint mark. This tiny coin, though often overlooked by many, carries with it a story of a nation emerging from the shadows of World War II and stepping boldly into a new era. If you're a coin enthusiast, a history buff, or just curious about the hidden treasures in your pocket change, stay with me as we explore every fascinating detail about this remarkable penny. The year 1946 marked a period of immense transition for the United States. The world was healing from the devastating impacts of the Second World War, and America was at the forefront of rebuilding peace, prosperity, and hope. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued producing the beloved Lincoln wheat penny, a coin design that had been in circulation since 1909. The 1946 Lincoln wheat penny isn't just a currency piece, it's a symbol of resilience, endurance, and American spirit. When you examine the obverse of the 1946 penny, you'll see the familiar and dignified profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right. This portrait was created by Victor David Brenner and was revolutionary in its time, being the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are inscriptions that convey the nation's values. "In God we trust" arches above his head, "Liberty" rests to the left, and the date, 1946, is etched clearly to the right. Just beneath the date lies a tiny but significant letter, the mint mark. This letter, whether a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, identifies the coin's birthplace and can dramatically influence its rarity and value. Flipping the coin reveals the reverse side, where the classic wheat stalks arch gracefully on both sides of the coin. These stalks, which frame the words, 1 cent and United States of America, are more than just decoration. They represent the agricultural foundation of the United States, symbolizing growth, harvest, and sustenance. Above the wheat stalks is the national motto, E pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one, highlighting the unity of a diverse nation. While millions of these pennies were minted in 1946, what makes certain examples so special is the combination of their condition, mint mark, and rare errors or variations that occurred during production. Most circulated pennies have worn details and dulled surfaces, but coins preserved with sharp designs, full details, and their original coppery sheen are a rarity that collectors covet. One fascinating aspect for collectors is the presence of mint errors or unique varieties. Some 1946 pennies display double dies, where the inscriptions or date appear double due to a misalignment during the minting process. Others may feature repunched mint marks, where the mint mark letter appears stamped more than once, creating a ghost-like effect. These imperfections are not flaws in the negative sense but rather make these coins distinct and often far more valuable. The value of a 1946 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark can vary widely. Common circulated examples might be worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, coins that are in pristine condition, especially those graded highly by professional services, command premium prices. Add in the rarity of specific mint marks and potential errors, and the value can soar to astonishing heights. To understand why collectors prize these coins so much, it's important to remember the cultural and historical significance they carry. These pennies were in the hands of everyday Americans at a time when the country was rebuilding and looking toward a brighter future. Each coin tells a story of the people and times that shaped modern America. So what is the real market value of the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark when it's in exceptional condition? Recently, rare and well-preserved examples of this coin have sold for extraordinary amounts, with prices reaching as high as $230,000. That's right, $230,000 for a single penny. This incredible valuation highlights the immense respect and demand among collectors for coins that embody both historical significance and exceptional rarity. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of the United States Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from 1948, a coin that continues to captivate collectors and historians alike. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual coin enthusiast, this journey through the details, history, and value of the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark is one you won't want to miss. The year 1948 was a remarkable time for the United States. The nation was in the early stages of post-World War II recovery, experiencing economic prosperity, rapid suburban expansion, and significant social changes. In the midst of this transformative period, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of Lincoln wheat pennies, a coin design that had been in continuous circulation since 1909. The 1948 penny is more than just currency, it's a symbol of the resilience and spirit of the American people during a time of rebuilding and hope. On the obverse side, the coin features the dignified profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right, an image created by the renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner. This portrait was groundbreaking, as it was the first U.S. coin to depict a real historical figure. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," along the top edge, the word "Liberty" to the left, and the date, 1948, to the right. Just below the date, you'll often see a small mint mark, typically a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, indicating where the coin was minted. This little letter is crucial, as it affects the coin's rarity and collector value significantly. Turning to the reverse, the coin is adorned with the iconic wheat ears that give this penny its nickname. These two stalks flank the inscriptions, 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum arching above, a phrase that translates to out of many, one, reflecting the unity of the American states. The wheat design symbolizes the country's agricultural heritage, growth, and prosperity, which were especially poignant themes in the post-war era. Despite the mass production of the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny, not all coins are created equal. The value of these pennies varies greatly depending on several factors: condition, mint mark, and rare minting anomalies. Many of these coins circulated heavily and exhibit wear, scratches, and loss of detail. However, examples that remain in mint or near mint condition, boasting sharp details and vibrant original color, are incredibly rare and highly sought after. Collectors are also on the lookout for unique mint errors or varieties that occurred during the coin's production. Some 1948 pennies feature double dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated due to a misalignment during minting. Others may have repunched mint marks, meaning the mint mark letter was stamped more than once, creating a shadow or ghost effect. These imperfections turn ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles because each error tells a unique story about the coin's production history. Professional grading is another essential aspect when assessing the value of a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny. Experts evaluate the coin's surface preservation, strike quality, luster, and appeal to assign a grade. Coins graded at the highest levels, known as mint state or uncirculated, command premium prices, often hundreds or thousands of times higher than their circulated counterparts. So, what does this mean for someone fortunate enough to own a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark in exceptional condition? While the average circulated coin may be worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars, pristine examples that have been carefully preserved and professionally graded can be worth significantly more. In fact, some of the finest specimens, especially those with rare mint marks or unique errors, have been known to fetch astonishing prices in the collector's market, with values reaching as high as $242,000. That's right, $242,000 for a single penny. This incredible figure illustrates the immense value that history, rarity, and condition can confer upon what might seem like an everyday object. If you come across a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark in your collection or during a coin hunt, take a moment to examine it closely. Its true worth might just surprise you. Having it appraised by a professional numismatist could uncover a hidden treasure that could make a significant impact on your collection, or even your life. Today, we're exploring one of the most iconic and sought-after pennies ever minted, the United States Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from the year 1944. This coin is more than just currency, it's a snapshot of an era defined by resilience, sacrifice, and hope during one of the most tumultuous periods in world history. The year 1944 falls right in the heart of World War II, a time when the United States and its allies were deeply engaged in a global struggle. Money and resources were tightly regulated as the nation mobilized for war. Amidst this backdrop, the Lincoln wheat penny was produced in staggering numbers, serving not just as a means of commerce, but as a symbol of American endurance and unity. Minted during wartime, the 1944 penny carries a unique place in numismatic history, linking the story of a nation's fight for freedom to something as small and everyday as a coin. On the front side of this penny, you'll see the familiar and timeless profile of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, known for his leadership through the Civil War and his commitment to preserving the Union. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait has adorned the Lincoln cent since 1909, making it the longest-running portrait on any U.S. coin. Surrounding Lincoln's head are the words, "In God We Trust," a motto reflecting the nation's spiritual resolve during difficult times, liberty, to his left, and the year, 1944, clearly stamped to the right. Just beneath the date, you'll often find a small letter representing the mint mark, such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco. This tiny letter can significantly impact the coin's rarity and value. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the reverse side featuring the iconic wheat ears framing the denomination, 1 cent, and the words, United States of America. Above these inscriptions is the motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, perfectly capturing the spirit of unity during wartime America. The wheat stalks symbolize the agricultural strength of the nation, a fitting tribute to a country whose economy was fueled by both industrial might and farming resilience. Despite millions of 1944 Lincoln wheat pennies minted, not all hold the same value. Many were used daily, leading to worn surfaces, faded details, and scratches. But coins that have been preserved with sharp detail, strong luster, and minimal wear are treasures for collectors. The condition, often assessed by professional grading companies, plays a crucial role in a coin's worth. Collectors also hunt for unique minting anomalies on 1944 pennies. Some feature double dies where parts of the date or inscriptions appear duplicated due to minting errors. Others might exhibit repunched mint marks, where the mint mark is stamped more than once, causing a ghost-like image, adding intrigue and rarity. These error coins stand out and can command substantially higher prices than their standard counterparts. Understanding the coin's value is a journey into both history and the market. A 1944 Lincoln wheat penny found in circulated condition is often worth only a few cents or dollars. However, when you consider a well-preserved specimen with a clear mint mark and possibly rare mint errors, the value can skyrocket dramatically. In recent auctions and private sales, exceptional examples of the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny with notable mint marks have fetched astonishing prices, with some reaching as high as $222,000. Yes, you heard that right. $222,000 for a single 1-cent coin. This incredible valuation reflects not only the coin's physical rarity but the deep historical connection collectors feel to this tiny but powerful artifact. If you ever come across a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny tucked away in a collection, or find one in circulation, it's worth taking the time to examine it carefully. Look for details like the sharpness of Lincoln's features, the clarity of the wheat stalks, and whether a mint mark is present and well defined. Having such a coin professionally appraised or graded could uncover a hidden treasure you might never have expected. Today, we embark on an in-depth exploration of one of the most cherished and historically significant coins ever minted in the United States, the Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from the year 1945. This coin isn't just spare change, it's a symbol of resilience, patriotism, and economic strength during a pivotal time in history. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a history buff, you're about to discover why this seemingly humble penny has captured the hearts and wallets of collectors worldwide. The year 1945 was monumental for the United States and the world. As the Second World War drew to a close, America was transitioning from wartime austerity to post-war prosperity. The production of everyday items, including coins, was deeply intertwined with the nation's wartime economy. Steel and other metals were rationed, and the U.S. Mint's output reflected this shift. Among the coins produced, the Lincoln wheat penny continued to serve as a familiar and steady piece of currency in people's pockets. The 1945 penny stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of a country that had endured years of conflict but was now on the cusp of new beginnings. The design of the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny is classic and instantly recognizable. On the obverse side, you'll see the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, rendered by Victor David Brenner. This image has graced the Lincoln cent since 1909, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. Above Lincoln's head, the phrase, "In God We Trust," reflects the era's moral resolve and faith during challenging times. To the left of Lincoln is the word "Liberty," and to the right, the date, 1945. A small mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, may appear just below the date, indicating the coin's place of origin. This mint mark plays a crucial role in determining the rarity and value of the penny. Flipping the coin over, you're greeted by the iconic wheat ears design that gives the coin its nickname. These two stalks of wheat frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum inscribed above, which translates to out of many, one. The wheat ears symbolize the agricultural strength of the nation, a reminder of the country's roots and the hard work of its people, even as the nation stood on the brink of post-war change. But not all 1945 pennies are created equal. While millions were minted, their condition and specific characteristics can vary dramatically, and so can their value. Many 1945 pennies were put into circulation, showing signs of wear, scratches, and loss of detail after years of handling. However, coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition are exceedingly rare. Their sharp details, lustrous surfaces, and crisp mint marks make them highly coveted among collectors. In addition to pristine condition, some 1945 pennies are especially prized because of unique minting errors and varieties. These anomalies include double dies, where parts of the date or lettering appear duplicated due to a minting error, and repunched mint marks, where the mint mark letter was stamped more than once, creating a shadow effect. Such errors add layers of intrigue and rarity to a coin, making it stand out as a one-of-a-kind collector's item. Professional grading organizations evaluate these pennies based on factors like surface preservation, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. The highest grades, which denote near-perfect or uncirculated condition, command extraordinary premiums in the collector marketplace. So, what does this all mean in terms of value? A typical 1945 Lincoln wheat penny in circulated condition might be worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars. But if you happen to possess a 1945 penny with a clear mint mark, free from wear, and possibly exhibiting a rare minting error, your coin could be worth much, much more. In fact, some of the finest, most exceptional specimens of the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny have sold at auction or private sales for astonishing sums, reaching up to $242,000. Yes, $242,000 for a single 1-cent coin, a staggering figure that underscores the power of history, rarity, and condition in the numismatic world. If you find yourself lucky enough to discover a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny tucked away in an old collection or passed down from a relative, take the time to examine it closely. Look for details such as the clarity of Lincoln's features, the sharpness of the wheat ears, and whether a mint mark is present and well defined. Getting your coin professionally graded can unlock its true value, potentially revealing a treasure you never expected. Today, we're embarking on a detailed journey to uncover the story, design, rarity, and ultimately, the worth of the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny with its distinctive mint marks. The year 1950 was a significant time in American history. Emerging from the shadows of World War II and stepping firmly into the post-war boom era, the United States was transforming economically, socially, and culturally. The coins minted during this period carry the energy and optimism of a nation on the rise. The Lincoln wheat penny, produced continuously since 1909, was still the everyday coin of choice, bridging generations with its familiar design and patriotic symbolism. Unlike many modern coins, the 1950 penny still boasts the wheat ears on its reverse, a design that would eventually be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, making the wheat penny a beloved relic of a bygone era. On the front of this penny, the timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln greets us. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's profile has been a symbol of unity and freedom for decades. The inscriptions around the edge read, "In God We Trust," above his head, a reflection of the nation's spiritual foundation, liberty, to the left, and the date, 1950, on the right. Just below the date, you might spot a small letter, known as the mint mark, such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco. These tiny letters tell a significant part of the coin's story and are crucial for collectors in determining its rarity and value. turning the coin over, we see the reverse design featuring the two stalks of wheat that frame the inscriptions, 1 cent and United States of America. Above this sits the phrase, e pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, a timeless motto capturing the spirit of unity in diversity that defines the American identity. The wheat ears are not just decorative, they symbolize the agricultural roots and industrious spirit that helped build the nation. Though the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in the millions, not all coins are equal. Many circulated extensively, showing the typical signs of wear, dull surfaces, softened details, and scratches. But finding a 1950 penny in pristine condition, especially one with a clearly legible mint mark and no blemishes, is becoming increasingly rare. For collectors, the condition of a coin, graded by professional services, dramatically influences its market value. Coins with sharp details, full luster, and minimal imperfections command premiums that can be surprising. Adding to the intrigue, certain varieties and minting errors from 1950 can skyrocket a penny's worth. These might include double dies, where parts of the coin's design appear double due to a misalignment in the minting process, or repunched mint marks, which create a ghostly secondary image of the mint letter. Such quirks make these coins stand out as rare collector's items, often fetching higher prices than their standard counterparts. If you're wondering about the value of a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny, the answer depends heavily on condition and mint mark. Common circulated pennies may only be worth a few cents, but those in exceptional condition, especially with rare mint marks or error features, can attract serious attention from collectors and investors alike. In the world of numismatics, some of the finest, most coveted 1950 Lincoln wheat pennies have been known to sell at auctions and private sales for astonishing sums. Up to $260,000, yes, you heard that correctly, $260,000 for a single penny. This staggering figure highlights not only the rarity of these coins but also the deep appreciation collectors have for a piece of history preserved in perfect form. If you happen to find a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny among your family heirlooms or tucked away in an old coin collection, take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for crisp details on Lincoln's face, well-defined wheat stalks on the back, and a clear mint mark. Getting it professionally graded could reveal an unexpectedly valuable treasure. Thank you for joining this comprehensive dive into the rich history, design nuances, and astounding value of the 1950 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny. If you enjoyed this deep exploration and want to continue uncovering the stories behind America's rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Your next great discovery might just be one coin away. Remember, every coin tells a story, and sometimes the smallest copper disc can carry the greatest legacy. Happy collecting!